Hi everyone, it's Linda here, and today I just wanted to share with you a secondhand book haul. And these books I found last weekend in some charity shops and a car boot sale. So the first one up, it's one of my childhood favourites. It's The Secret Garden. The cover is a little bit damaged. It's aged very well, um, but I bought this one. Because I thought just the cover was a really cute illustration. It is faded by the sun, but I thought I might put it up in my Etsy shop when I reopen it after Easter. I'm going to relaunch, but it was just, it's still readable, and yeah, someone might enjoy it. Um, Uh, Dear Mrs. Bird by A.J. Pierce. I've heard good things about this book. I follow Miranda Mills on YouTube. She's a booktuber and content creator, and she had this book on her comfort book club. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. And it's kind of meant to be, a kind of a comfort read, and yeah, just a really nice uplifting story. So it says London 1941. Amid the falling bombs, Emmeline Lake dreams of becoming a fearless lady war correspondent. Unfortunately, Emmy instead finds herself employed as a typist for the formidable Henrietta Bird, the renowned agony aunt at Women's Friend magazine. Mrs. Bird refuses to read, let alone answer. Sorry, guys, my cat Zara has just decided to join in here. Um, sorry about that. I really hope you don't mind. Um, Zara, please. This is like one of those things you see, during the pandemic when people were trying to have work calls, and yeah, their cat walks in. But anyway, Mrs. Bird anyway refuses to read, let alone answer, letters containing any form of unpleasantness, and definitely not those from love-lorn, grief-stricken or morally afflicted. But the thought of these desperate women waiting for an answer at the most desperate of times becomes impossible for Emmy to ignore. She decides she simply must help and secretly starts to write back. After all, what harm could that possibly do? So I think this just sounds like it would be a lovely read, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. This book, Love Letters of Great Men, inspired by the Sex and the City movie. I actually have this book in a beautiful hardcover. I have read it. This is just a nice paperback. I just got it really because I'm a sucker for a nice book cover. But I might pass it on to some of my friends, maybe, if anyone is interested in reading it. Let me know. The Alchemist. I mean, book is just fantastic. I mean, it's an easy read. I've read this years ago, and I actually reread it, and I took notes in my journal. I just absolutely loved it. But this paperback copy I found last weekend, and I just thought the illustration on the cover was lovely. It's not a cover that I have seen before. So I just had to pick it up because my copy that I had bought was different to this, and I have passed it on to somebody, and I can't remember who. And I am collecting Paulo Coelho, all his books at the moment. I've just reread The Archer as well. Yes, when I saw this, I just had to pick it up for my collection. I also picked up this one as well. By the River Piedra, I sat down and wept. So I haven't read this book, but I just find his books easy to read, and they're just full of kind of meaning and lessons to be learned, and they're thought-provoking. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm not sure, will it be as good as some of his others, but the reviews usually are pretty good for his books anyway. At the moment, I am reading Tracy Chevalier historical novel, The Lady and the Unicorn. So I'm kind of at the moment just so fixated on collecting all of Tracy Chevalier's historical novels. This one is Remarkable Creatures. I have not read it. So it says, on a windswept English beach in the early 19th century, two women make discoveries that change the world, and in so doing find friendship, pride, and trouble. So I think this is about Mary Anning. She was a lady who discovered a lot of fossils and things like that down in Lyme Regis. Now, I do have a book. I'll just get it here, actually. Just a minute. This one here, I've bought this book, The Fossil Woman, A Life of Mary Anning by Tom Sharp. And I think it's kind of autobiographical. So just Mary Anning is kind of regarded as like one of the greatest kind of, would you call them, paleontologists. I'm a geologist myself, and had learned about her long before I even went to college to study geology. But I'm really looking forward to reading this. But sorry, to get back to this book. Again, it is a novel, but it's, loosely based on real events, even though it's still fiction. So I am looking forward to reading that. The Virgin Blue, I really enjoyed this book. I read it years ago. Oh, I can't remember. It's a very long time ago. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just rebought it because I'm trying to get my Tracy Chevalier book collection back together, and at some stage I know I will reread this. So it's the compelling story of two women born centuries apart and the ancestral legacy that binds them. I just remember at the time I absolutely loved it. So yeah, delighted to have found that. Everyone, I think, knows this book, Girl with the Pearl Earring, which was a novel that I think kind of maybe catapulted Tracy Chevalier to, kind of becoming very, very well known. I suppose the movie came out based on the book. I absolutely loved the movie. So I just had to pick up this book. I read it again years ago, but it's going to be part of my collection. So this one, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Now, it is based on a film. I haven't seen the film, by Paul Gallico. So Mrs. Harris is a London charlatan who, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I apologise if I'm not, who cleans the houses of the rich. One day, when tidying Lady Dan's wardrobe, she comes across the most beautiful thing she has ever seen in her life, a Dior dress. In all her years, she's never seen anything as magical. Determined to make her dream come true, Mrs. Harris scrimps and saves until she finally has enough money to go to Paris. When she arrives at the house of Dior, Mrs. Harris has little idea of how her life is about to be turned upside down and how many other lives she will transform forever. Always kind, the indomitable Mrs. Harris takes Paris by storm and learns one of life's greatest lessons along the way. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. I haven't seen the movie and I haven't read the book. So again, it's got really, really good reviews, and yeah, I've good expectations about this one. So the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Mary Ann Schaefer. This, I think, I think this has become a movie as well. Um, I just picked it up because I don't know, it just, I've seen it before and I wanted to read it and I didn't buy it. And I think it is a movie now, but I could be wrong. But I am looking forward to it. I think it'll be just a nice, easy read. Um, so it's January 1946, and writer Juliet Ashton sits at her cluttered desk in London, struggling to find a subject for her next book. Out of the blue, she receives a letter from one Dawsey Adams, who, as well as sharing her love of Charles Lamb, is a member of the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, set up in secret during the German occupation. It's not long before Juliet begins to hear from the other members and discovers that the society is every bit as extraordinary as its name. So it just goes on then to introduce some of the characters. So it says here at the end, poignant, captivating and utterly charming, the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society is a timely testament to the power of friendship, books and love. So that sounds like right up my alley, and I look forward to reading that one. Kate Morton, I have not read any of her books. I think her latest book that's come out is called Homecoming. I've seen it in my local bookshop. I just picked up this because it just again caught my eye, just with the beautiful cover, illustrations, #1 bestseller, and it's a good chunky book. It'll be a long enough read. But the actual storyline it did kind of intrigue me a little bit, which is why I picked it up. And it just says, in the summer of 1862, a group of young artists, led by the passionate and talented Edward Radcliffe, descends upon Birchwood Manor on the banks of the Upper Thames. Their plan to spend a secluded summer month in a haze of inspiration and creativity. But by the time their stay is over, one woman has been shot dead, while another has disappeared. A priceless heirloom is missing, and Edward Radcliffe's life is in ruins. So it's kind of like, I suppose, murder mystery maybe. It kind of goes, through a certain kind of timeline, and it just kind of intrigued me a bit. So it intrigued me enough to pick it up. Looking forward to that one. And last but not least, I love houseplants, and I just saw this. It was only 50 cents, and I love these old houseplant expert books. I have a couple more on one of my shelves there, but I always love the illustrations. I mean, they're just so beautiful. They're really, accurate, and the information in it is really good. This was like originally 20p. It's really small, but I just picked it up for myself. I wouldn't use it for like journaling or cutting it up, and I don't want to sell it. Maybe I might read it and sell it on at some stage in my Etsy shop, but for the moment I'm keeping it so I can read. And just very quickly then, I want to share a couple of other things I got. I love vintage ceramics and stuff, so I got this for 50 cents. I have no idea what it was originally for. But I'm going to use it, I'll show you, when I'm painting, that I can rest my paintbrushes on. So I thought maybe that's what it's meant to be for anyway, but I have no idea. It's not stamped or marked, but that's what I'm going to use it for. And then I also picked up this beautiful bowl. I'm using it to put some stickers and things in, but just a beautiful colors, kind of pinks and yellows, and it's Royal Winton, made in England, and I just thought it was really, really pretty. I got it for €1. It was flung in a cardboard box with a load of junk thrown on top of it, and this was just kind of sticking out and caught my eye. And that was it. So everyone, I hope you might find something that you like in this little book haul. I just wanted to share anyway what I had found and what I'm kind of interested in at the moment in reading. And yeah, this is what I found. So have a lovely day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.